Monday Night Jam Session is here.
It's Black Jesus.
Not a boy.
Hell yeah.
Look.
What's up, ladies and gentlemen? We're back with another Monday Night Jam Session. Perry Gamble, Reagan Jacobs, live and in person. Well, not live, but in the flesh. No other computer, internet issues. He's actually here.
We're in the same room is what he's trying to say. Let me simplify it for y'all.
Cool. So we're here, and finally we can actually do a live and in-person podcast, so we don't have to worry about skips and stuff like that. You can actually hear everything we're saying. So here we are. What's up? Or you're just not gonna speak in the introduction like you normally do?
You don't give me a chance to speak. You say everything and then say, well, you're not gonna speak. Well, I'm not gonna cut you off. And you've already said everything. So I don't know what there's left for me to say.
So we're like on podcast 7, 8, or 9. I don't even know. You should have an idea. Like, he's not gonna stop talking in the introduction, so I just gotta kick in because I know what the end result's gonna be. It's gonna be you're not gonna talk on the podcast. I'm a creature of habit.
We know.
We don't know because you say the same thing every time. Well, you keep speaking and don't let me talk. So I guess you're a creature of habit too. So that's your line. You say it every podcast. So kudos
I do
to
like
you.
getting in a habit though. I hate breaking habits. That's one thing I don't like. I can handle a curveball. I just don't like them. I like knowing what's coming. I like staying in the same groove most of the time.
All right, that's cool. But I do want to take a moment to point out the fact that, what did you say in one of those podcasts? I don't want to sit on a couch with you and do a podcast. I believe we're sitting on a couch.
I didn't say I wanted to do it. I'm here and we're doing it because we come home. I want to go get a shower and go to bed. We got a podcast. I'm like, man, can't we do it later? No, we got to do it live and in person. So here we are, doing a live and in person, and we'll see what the people think. They might like seeing our different backgrounds. They might.
So speaking of backgrounds, we're actually in a yurt. I'm sure a lot of people have no clue what that is. Take the time to Google a yurt, and you'll want one, and you'll thank me for it. Yurts, they're pretty cool.
It's like a mix between a house and a tent.
Yes.
It's braced up like a tent. Well, you can't see it, but it's all braced up almost like a teepee. But you walk in, it's like a house, got a kitchen. Actually, the bathroom is not connected to the yurt.
Yes, it is separately. Outside, yeah. Which I think it's cool too, because the toilet is above it's above everything else, so it's almost a throne toilet. And I think everybody deserves a throne toilet.
It's a weird toilet. It's a very weird toilet.
When you're at your most vulnerablest, I don't know if that's a word or not, but when you're it's not a word. When you're most vulnerable, why not be on a throne or a pedestal? You're above everything else. So somebody kicks in the door and they run at you, you have the advantage to jump from where you are and be above them.
You put way too much thought into a toilet. You know that? Way too much thought.
There was no thought in that, by the way. That is just I've sat on the toilet a million times and thought about it.
Rambles.
There's no rambles there. It's a throne toilet. You're above everybody else. So even in my lowest moment, when I'm pushing the worst parts of me
they
out,
don't want to know that. They don't want to know that.
No, you didn't.
They don't.
Let me finish it. It's a great thing. Even in my lowest moments, when I'm pushing the worst parts of me out, I'm still above you.
Ladies and gentlemen, I'm sorry y'all so grossed out by that.
Nobody's gross. That was a quote.
It's a terrible quote. Nobody's gonna paste that on their wall.
It's a throne toilet.
Nobody's gonna paint that on their wall.
It's a throne toilet. So even in the worst, when I'm the most vulnerable, I'm still above you. That's cool. Throne toilet.
So, anyways, what are we gonna talk about tonight?
I don't know, because that's my line.
I know. Changing up the habit. Are you thrown off?
Actually not. We can talk about you working with me this week, which I think is what the people want to hear. For the people that actually listen to the podcast, Reagan Jacobs actually got to work with me this week. And for the people watching, You're like, dang, they look dusty. We are actually dusty.
Except my white socks. They stick out like a sore thumb, but I'm comfortable. I don't care what you say. They grandpa socks, but I'm gonna sit here and show them on camera.
What are grandpa socks?
You know them old white men? They wear them long, tall white socks. You know what I'm talking about?
No.
You see them walking around the nursing home, them socks up to their knees. These don't go up that high, but everybody knows that grandpas wear white socks. Oh, my grandpa don't wear white socks. No, well, okay. Perry's different. Perry's gonna want to be different. But I got white socks on. They're known for being grandpa socks, and y'all know what I'm talking about. Some people, you might say, "Why you got your socks in the picture?" Because it's comfortable and my feet hurt, and it feels good to prop them up like this. So this is how we're gonna do it.
Are you done?
Yeah, I'm done.
You just had a whole little spill about socks and feet hurting, and
He gets all when you don't let him talk. When somebody talks a little longer than him, God, you gonna let me talk? Okay, go ahead. What you got?
my question was, what everybody has to wear socks. I didn't think things justified them as grandpa socks. I'd never heard that before.
You got to get out of that little hut. Get out in the world.
And hang out with grandpas.
Anyways,
cool deal. You wear white socks. I wear white socks. That was all.
grandpa socks. I'm gonna keep saying it now because I know it irritates him. So
No, it's not irritating me. I wear white socks, and it just the thought never crossed my mind that old people wear white socks. It's just
no, not just white socks. Tall white socks.
I wear tall white socks.
Grandpa socks.
But I also wear boots, and when you wear boots, you wear tall socks.
No, I used to wear ankle socks on my boots. It make my dad so mad. He's like, your boots are gonna rub. Well, they don't. And it doesn't bother me to wear ankle socks. So I'd wear ankle socks all the time.
Okay. So why switch? What brought the switch about?
Started buying tall socks. Got socks for Christmas. People bought me tall socks. I just started wearing them.
Cool. So I guess it's like the turning, like adulthood. Like you get excited about socks and like, oh, socks. I need
Working my way up to grandpa because I used to start the ankle. And then I went a little higher, and now I'm about mid-calf. I'll be up to my knee before you know it.
That's cool. Actually, I wear the socks I have on now actually come like right here.
Because you're grandpa. You're getting close. You're getting up there. You're getting up there in age.
I've always worn long socks. I was never really like people talk about like a sock game and stuff like that. I've never been into socks. And then one day I was in the store and I saw some cool socks. I was like, oh, those are some nice socks. I'm gonna buy those. And then I saw another nice sale. I was like, I'm gonna buy those socks. So here I am buying individual socks instead of a pack of socks. And I was like, well, I think I'm old.
You are old.
I was
You
like,
are old.
it's like here I am buying socks and not packs of socks. But actual individual socks last longer than the pack.
Whatever you say, I have no idea. Take your word for it. I just keep buying the pack.
It's kind of like the Hanes underwear and stuff. You buy the Fruit of the Loom where it comes 8 in a pack. It's give you about a year, but if you buy an individual brief or boxer, those last longer. And just dropping tidbits of knowledge and wisdom for the people.
I'll take your word for it.
All right, cool. So, anyways, back to working with Perry for the week. How was it? We talked about it in the Lions podcast that you were coming to work with me. And we want to hear your experience. How was it? Scale of 1 to 10.
Wasn't bad. About a 6. About a 6.
Highlights, pros, cons. You give a synopsis, if you will.
I don't know. All days kind of ran together. It's just another day. Nothing really special stuck out in my mind. There was something that happened at the barn that stuck out in my mind, but we'll get to that later. It's a pretty cool story.
It wasn't a cool story. It's not a cool story.
How's it not a cool story?
Because somebody got hurt.
Didn't die.
Yeah, but they still got hurt.
But it's still a cool story.
All right, cool. So, give what pros cons of the event? Because we laughed and joked about never doing a podcast again after working with me. So the people need to know, like, give the spiel. Will you continue to do podcasts? Was it as bad as you thought it was, or was it as good as you thought it was?
Or is it worse than I thought it was?
I think that's what bad means.
I don't know. I don't know what you said. I kind of forgot.
I know. That's why you said worse, and bad is worse.
Was it as bad as you thought it'd be?
And then you're
Worse
like,
than
or
that.
worse.
Could have been worse than that.
Was it as bad as you thought it would be, or was it good as you thought it would be?
I don't know. I
And
didn't
we
really
kick in with
much.
a worse.
I didn't expect much coming into it. Just kind of come into it, see what happened.
I'm gonna take that and call it a lie because you were pretty excited on the last podcast, and now that it's here and happened, you had low expectations. I ain't buying that one.
Anyways, the pros and cons. Pros, got to ride some horses a lot.
Mm-hmm.
Got to ride. Well, I rode my good horse and then brought a young horse along. Got to work her pretty good. Put a lot of. I don't know if you say. I guess you can say miles.
It's miles. Yeah.
Lots of wet saddle blankets.
I knew that was coming. I put a lot of miles on her, but I didn't go anywhere. No,
Yeah.
it's miles. It's still miles.
Yeah, I was thinking when somebody said put a lot of miles on
Yeah,
it,
yeah.
riding them.
Yeah.
A long
yeah.
ways.
No, it's miles because yeah, it's miles.
What'd you say? Pro, cons, and what?
Pros, cons, and I don't know. I forgot.
Oh,
I don't know. Give a synopsis of it. Not I did it and it's
I
done.
really don't even know what synopsis means.
I didn't. I thought you didn't, and that's okay.
I don't like using big words. I like being plain and to the point, simple.
Give us
Simple-minded.
give us a short snippet of the week. Not I did it and it's done and it was cool, but like give us the pros, the cons, and like an excerpt from it. Something that happened that stuck with you, but not that big story. Not that one, because
No,
you
we're saving
can
that.
tell that later, yeah. But give like something that happened inside of the event, but not the big story. Pros, cons, and then a cool excerpt from the story.
I don't think nothing cool really happened. Really,
It doesn't have to be cool, like
I don't know. We just paired up cattle all week. Put them in some deals, dealt them up, put them in pens. Lots of riding. Kind of sore actually. I thought I got over. Like you wait a couple months and then you ride again and you get sore after that one ride.
Mm-hmm.
I thought I was over that because I'd been working, and then like, what's it, day 3?
Is it day when? Is it day 4?
Day 4.
Yeah.
I'm kind of sore.
Well,
My butt's sore. I lost all my padding.
Sailborn is different from like day working. It is.
Very different.
It is different.
Very different.
Day working, you're on your horse for this, hour, 30 minutes, whatever, however long it takes to pin, and then you're working the cattle. If you're the man on the horse in the back, you're stuck on your horse. If you're up front, you're not. But when it comes to like a sail barn, you're on your horse, and there's people on the ground. There's people on horses. There's people doing this. Everybody has a set job. So if you're on your horse, you're on your horse. There's no, get on your horse for this time and then the rest of it's on foot. You're on your horse.
Which I like. That was the best part.
Yeah, no, it's cool. I think I've been everywhere in the barn as far as a special sale goes. Feed crew, horseman, groundsman, gateman, unloading. I've been all of it.
Feed crew was not fun. It was not.
You didn't
fun
like
at all.
feed crew?
Absolutely not. It's the worst. You hope you don't get feed crew. Got stuck on feed crew once. No, maybe twice.
Twice.
Got stuck on feed crew twice. And you talk about, I got bad allergies, and talk about throwing all them square bells. How many square bells we put out a night?
We put 8 bundles out, 9, 4, and we go back and get another one.
It was a lot of hate, and you're busting every bell and throwing them in a pen. And I sneezed, and I probably sound stopped up now because I feel like it. And I sneezed, and I leave. We leave from the barn, come to the house. I'm still sneezing, and I'm like, man. But Got to do it. Somebody got to do it.
I offered you an allergy pill and you turned it down. So it's called.
I never took an allergy pill. I don't know what to do. I'm not a big pill popper. So
I take melatonins to go to sleep. I was like, cool. I drank tequila.
it's not a pill.
It's not a pill.
No, it's a gummy. Little gummies.
It's a drug.
It's not a pill.
It's a drug.
It's a natural occurring in your body. It's like taking a vitamin. Look it up. Google it.
I'm not Googling it, but cool. So you don't like Feed Crew. You like the horsemanship, but just okay, pull something from the week.
So I'm saying it all kind of run together. It's really nothing. It's kind of the same thing every day. Nothing really stood out. That
There's nothing stood out. There wasn't a good cut your horse made. Is this your first time with a horse in the sale barn?
what?
Like
No.
no. So your horse didn't make a good cut for the week, just like a jam up good cut. Nothing stuck out with your horse or anything.
No. I mean, it happens all the time. So I don't know.
Oh, excuse me. My horse cuts everything all the time. So
Nobody said that. It's just not a cut. Doesn't really stick out in my mind real special. It's just part of it. It's like sitting back there, bringing cattle to the chute and separating cows and calves. It's like you got to cut them, and if you cut them, I guess that'd be a good cut. I don't know what. If you don't cut them, that's a bad cut.
it's cool how you're trying to play this cool. I like that.
I don't know what your angle is on this.
There's no
I don't know
angle.
what you're gonna say.
There was no angle. I asked for a synopsis, just something like one time going through a gate, somebody didn't chain it, cow coming, cut it, caught the gate at the same time. Cool story. You know, a synopsis.
No, it's not very action packed in the sale barn. It's real slow.
You thought it was
I thought
slow?
it was slow. It's just like not fast moving. Get there, get it done. It's real slow moving.
That's funny.
Because we're here
That
we're gonna be
is
here
funny.
all day.
That is actually funny. We talked about this. Me and Carson talked about that.
About what?
How we talked about how y'all think it's like slow, like laid back, chill, but it's not.
But
That's
it's not.
funny.
It's not 90 or nothing. Like it's not getting there quick, getting stuff pushed up. It's like you can't. These are somebody else's cattle that they're trying to sell for the most money possible.
I agree.
So you got to take care of them, and you can't be running them up and down the sale barn. You don't walk. You don't have to walk them, but you can't be running these cows hard. You can't be pushing them hard. They're already in a new environment that they haven't been in. They've already been pinned, however they pinned them, taken to a new place, sat there for a couple days, and they're on edge already, and you can't stir them up.
Okay, Peter. Yeah, cool.
Who?
Peter.
PETA.
Yeah.
What? I don't understand the reference.
Okay. I was just criticizing your
That's all he does is criticize. That's one thing from the week. Criticize.
nothing stood out, and all of a sudden now it's only criticized all week. We asked for pros and cons and synopsis.
Yeah, I didn't get my cons.
Okay,
Synopsis
so it's
go with the
cons.
cons.
All right, hit your cons. Cons of the week of working with Perry.
So, working with Perry, the cons. You go to the sale barn
Mm-hmm.
you've never been to,
Yes.
don't know how they operate,
Right.
don't know how the sale's going to run,
Okay.
rides off. And you're like, hey, what do we do? We're going to put this cattle in these pens. What pens? What cattle? What are you talking about? Like, give me a little help here. And he said, if you don't know, get out of the way.
I did not say that.
Yes, you did.
I know for a fact I didn't say that.
You said that. You said it tonight, too. You said, if you don't know, get out of the way.
I did.
Yeah.
I said that.
Yes.
Verbatim.
Yes. I got to start recording because
I said if you don't know, get out the way.
Yes.
Was I talking directly to you?
No, you were.
Oh, you wanted
talking to nobody. You were talking to me about. the
You said I
things
wasn't
that-
talking to you.
You were not telling me in the moment.
Uh-huh.
You were in the truck talking, and you were saying about different things. You're like, look, if you don't know, get out of the way. That's simple fact. People need to understand that.
Okay.
I said, okay. Well, there was times where I didn't know what was going on, and there was a couple people there, so I got out of the way and was watching what was going on. Well, don't just sit over there, do something, get on a gate or something. I'm like, man, I don't know what
You-
y'all are doing. Nobody said anything. Nobody explained what is going on.
You are hilarious.
That was a cons and synopsis. That's why it was a long week. It was
So the con is
and I wasn't the only one. A lot of people there didn't know. They're like, we don't know what's going on.
you don't know what's going on, or
Nobody tells you what's going on. They expect a new person that has come into this barn that has never been to the barn.
I disagree with that.
You can disagree, but you're wrong. So
Yes.
somebody that has never been to the barn don't know.
And we expect you to move mountains.
No, you expect me to do something without telling me. And I'm like, nobody's told me what's going on. So what do you want? There's nothing really I can do.
We could stay here. We can actually stay here. You come to a barn, never worked one before, or have?
Have.
Okay. So you come to a new barn, you don't know where pins are, you don't know how people work.
Don't know how the sale's gonna operate.
Right. Okay. So nobody tells you anything. I thought this is me speaking. I thought a general rule was when you go through a gate, chain it. Working cattle, sale barn, pasture, anywhere you walk through gate, chain it.
What's your point?
I'm asking.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes.
You didn't.
One time. One time. One time. And that was it.
Yeah. But that time I actually, so you went through a pen. You didn't go through like an alley or anything. You would cut through a pen.
Empty pins.
Yeah.
Under the catwalk.
Yeah, an empty pen. You cut through an empty pen, and I needed to put things in that pen, but the backside wasn't chained. So it wasn't, it's like,
Not that big of a deal.
no, it ain't that big of a deal, but you think we expect the world of you, but we don't.
That's not what I'm saying. You invited me, hired me to come and do a job.
Yes, sir.
If I don't know what the job is and don't know the details of the job, how can I do that job well? That's what I'm saying.
Chain the
No,
gate
it's
behind you.
bad management. I understand what I'm just letting you know that if you invite somebody else next time and expect stuff.
So you're calling me bad? I was bad management.
Yes.
I thought.
And when you'd ask a question, hey, what this?
No.
It was like
I know exactly where you're going with this one.
Because
You
he knows
said
he did it wrong.
he said I know this is a stupid question, but, and I know you're gonna give a smart answer, but ain't that what you said?
What was the question?
You're like
That was not the one I was talking about. Though.
Oh, which one?
It was when I first got there. I was like, what do we do? Where do we go? And you're like, just follow. Just look, we're gonna move these cattle here to there.
Okay. So
What?
follow. We're gonna move these cattle from here to there. If I'd have said we're gonna take the cows out of 237 and put them in 347, it's the same thing because you don't know where the pins are.
No, that's not the deal. What the situation was that sticks out in my mind was we were gonna pull out. There's a pen full of 10
Hold on.
head. No.
No.
Hold
Hold on.
on.
Wait. Before you dive in, we asked for a synopsis and you couldn't think of anything. And now that we're into the cons, you have all these stories.
Yeah, I didn't want to rag on you. But
okay.
Now that we're talking about
No, rag, please. Rag.
it. So whole week. 10 cows in a pen.
Yes, sir.
They've got them all bunched up. Rides in. What are we doing? We're gonna cut these cows. Okay, by back numbers, by what they're bred to, their age, what like, and I didn't know that until after they had already done it, and they just done it, and then like, why didn't you get on the gate? I'm like, I don't know that were putting them in 4 different pins. I don't know
I
what
don't-
you're talking about.
I don't remember this.
I do.
I don't remember
I
this.
do. It all stuck out in my mind, and I've been packing it in my mind.
So-
This.
So I'm trying to understand this from your point of view. So you're following me, like I said, right? And we go to a pin, and there's 10 head in there, and we're gonna break this 10 into groups of 3, and a 4, 3, 3, 4.
Yeah.
Okay. So we get to this pin, and I break it down, and I say nothing to you.
You break what down?
The pin down, 3, 3, 4.
No, you go in and pull the cows out, and you push them all up in the alleyway, and you start cutting a couple off. And it's like, if you would have just said like, "Hey, we're gonna cut these cattle up. We need 4. We're gonna put them in 4 separate pins." Okay, perfect. What pins? Okay, go down to those down there by so and so. You just weren't good at explaining stuff. You just went and started doing, and that's what I'm saying. That's where it's hard for somebody that comes in and doesn't know what's going on to work.
Right.
So I'm just letting you know for the next time.
No, I hear you. There's no thank you on that, but I hear you. So I go into a pin of 10, and I bust them down, and the whole time you're sitting on your horse with no clue of what's going on.
No.
Wouldn't you be in the way?
Not if you're up in the
Oh, so you weren't in the way.
no,
You were watching.
watching, trying to figure out what's going on.
So kind of a learning by seeing. No.
What? I was trying to learn. Yeah, I was trying to learn what's going on.
by sight.
Yeah,
So by doing it,
I'm not a big trial by error guy.
there was no error to it. You
No,
watched.
but what I'm saying is I could have jumped down in there, but I had no idea what's going on.
Okay.
So I ended up messing something up.
But if
So I might as well just stay out of the way.
if I busted the cattle down into 3, 3, 4, three different pins, 3, 3, 4, and you were watching me do it, there was no error to it, and there was no trial. You saw it happen and was done, and you seen it. You had no part of it. Okay, he brought these 10 out of a pin, and he cut them up into 3 different groups, and he never said how he cut them up, but he managed to cut them into groups, and you can ride by and look at the groups. Okay, these 3 in the pen are the same age, same breed, same palpation, or same pregnancy months. So that's how he cut them. There was no trial. You didn't do it. There was no error. You didn't do it wrong. You watched me
I didn't
do
say
it.
it was trial by error.
You said
I said I
trial by
didn't
error.
jump down in there because I didn't want to do trial by error. Exactly.
You weren't
You're
given-
not listening.
You weren't given the opportunity to jump down in there. I did it.
No. You act like you're no, these people are gonna think you did it by yourself, and that's the way you're making it sound. All he did was push these cows up in the alley, peel one out, call the age and the month she was bred, and send them down to another guy that was on some gates.
Every time.
What do you mean every time?
That's how I did it every time.
Most every time.
Most.
You might have been on foot one time.
I specifically recall a time where I took a bunch of cows up, and you had 4 pins. You were on the ground and you worked 4 pins. Front left, front right, back right. They were pairs actually.
What's your point?
You said you act like you did it yourself, and I took them to another guy. I put you in the situation and I told you where they went. And you
brought
said
him
I
to
didn't.
Another guy. You still brought him to another guy because I was down there on the gates.
So you're the other guy.
You didn't do it by yourself.
So you knew where they went.
I'm not saying that. There's no. It's been a long week.
I'm sorry. I'm
dealing
sorry.
with this crap, and it's getting old.
How?
It's getting old. There might not be another podcast.
How? So if I'm hearing you correctly, and we can move on from this because I'm sure the people don't want to sit and hear us argue.
Yeah.
Which actually, I know for a fact your people want to sit and hear us
No,
argue.
We're not arguing. I'm educating right now.
Ooh,
I'd rather not argue. I'd rather
ooh.
I knew that burning. That burning.
No, there was no burn there. You knew, and that's good enough for me. So, from what I'm gathering from this, and you can correct me if I'm wrong.
Probably.
What I'm gathering from this is you didn't know what was going on, and rather than me do it and you watch it, you'd rather me took the time to explain it and let you do it.
The first story when I was watching was when I first got there.
Yes, sir.
The story when I'm on the ground was probably one of the last sets we cut up.
It was a group of pairs.
Exactly.
The 4 at the back of the alley.
So I kind of had an idea what was going on then.
Yeah, but I still told you what pin. Front left, front right, back right.
But they would have never gotten the pins if somebody else wasn't down there helping.
So what are you wanting? Thank you? Validation, credit?
Oh, the way you said, I cut them up, I put them in the pins. You peeled one out of the herd
and told you where it went.
Yeah.
Keep going. So what?
What do you want me to say? What are you looking for?
I'm asking you, what am I looking for? You're saying I cut it out, I sorted it, I cut it out, and told you what pin it went in, but I make it sound like I did it myself, right?
That's what on the first story you were like, I cut them up and put them in the pins, and we cut these cattle up, put them in 3s and 4s and this and that.
I think
I'm just trying to explain it for the people that don't know.
I think the problem here is you're thinking that I want the credit or the validation for myself. I did this.
I think that's what we're all hearing.
But it's not the case. I understand that it's a team effort. I didn't do this myself. I was on a horse. I can't cut a cow, open a gate, and put it in the pen at the same time.
But you said I broke this pin down and separated it.
Some details don't have to be carried. I took a set of 10 cows in a pen and put them in the alley. From the alley, me and 7 other guys put them into 3 other pens. Those guys' names were Jim, Bob, Hank, and all the other names. Those details aren't needed.
No, but
it's understood. What's understood doesn't have to be explained.
You have to explain to these people because they might not know, like I didn't know.
You didn't know that I can't ride a horse, open a gate, and put a cow in the pen at the same time?
After hearing you talk all week, somebody would think that you've done it all, ran the whole barn.
I don't think you can do anything by yourself.
You do a lot of things.
I think what you're hearing is what I said in a previous podcast, where people tells a story and people automatically make this assumption about me, and that's not the case.
Assumption about what?
People tell a story where I'm the villain, and you automatically assume that I am the villain when in fact people's just telling a story that he knows isn't true, and he's doing it for the laughs or at the expense of me. But you've taken the story to heart. So Perry told a story. He took 10 cows out of a pen and cut them into 3 different pens. Oh, he thought he'd done it by himself. Well, common sense would say he can't take a group of 10 and put it in 3 different pens by himself. Somebody had to be there to open and close the gate for him.
They don't know that. You gotta.
I'm pretty sure I said common sense would say
you're bad at explaining stuff. And I'm just
what's understood doesn't have to be explained.
I'm just trying to help. They don't understand. They don't know nothing about a sale barn.
So they're dumb.
When it comes to sale barns, they are probably dumb when it comes to sale barns. Because a lot of our listeners have not worked in a sale barn. They have not done anything besides go in the ring
and bought something.
They didn't even have to buy something.
Watch.
They could have sat with their grandpa or dad or whoever.
Or had lunch.
Or ate at the cafe.
Okay.
They don't know what goes on in the back.
But isn't it the same thing at a cow pen? If you're gonna take a group of 10 and bust it, you don't even have to talk about a sale barn. I have 10 basketballs and I'm gonna throw them into 3 different rooms. Somebody has to be there to open the doors of those 3 different rooms.
You can open the doors on them yourself and throw them in there. That you can do that by yourself, but when you're working with live animals, it's different.
So you understand this?
Understand what?
That it's different when you're working with live animals. Somebody have to be there. You're there in all these stories. They know you're there. You have to be somewhere.
It's been a long week. I can tell you, this all week long is old.
What is this?
Anything you say, Perry will try to twist it and turn it and do everything trying to make you look dumb. And it's like, it got to the point while I go in the truck, I'm like, dude, I'm not even answering you. Like, I'm not even going to talk to you anymore because I don't want to listen to it.
At the end of the week, at the end of the week, you don't want to hear it anymore.
You can't even have a normal conversation because what if, this and that. I'm like, man, let's just not talk. Let's just ride home
in silence.
And let me get on Facebook and share some funny stuff because I like Facebook.
Cool. So you didn't like working with me?
No, it wasn't bad.
How old are you again?
I don't want them to know.
25? Right?
Now they know. Yeah.
Okay. Just checking. Yeah.
How old are you?
30.
I thought you were 29.
Nope.
Oh, you're 30.
Yep. 30.
Oh.
Yeah, there's a 5-year gap there, which explains a lot. You're not making any sense, but it's cool. You do your thing. You hear Perry did it all himself, and that's not the case. I understand that.
Can I tell my good story now?
I
won't tell my good story.
I'm.
Good story.
It's funny. It's funny you hear.
I struck a nerve now. Listen to it.
No. There's no nerve there.
Listen.
We have what, an hour, and we're like 10 minutes in, 15, 20.
I don't know.
You tell your story, then what?
30 minutes in.
30 minutes in, you tell your story, then what?
Might take 30 minutes because it's so dramatic.
It's not a 30-minute story.
It's so dramatic.
Is it?
I thought it was. It was a dramatic one.
It wasn't that dramatic. But go ahead.
What?
Tell the story. But make sure you tell every detail of the story so that way the people understand that it wasn't just you there and everybody that was there was there. You need every name of every person in each situation and scenario to be there because the people are dumb and they don't understand how it happened. So be sure to include everybody in your story.
Struck a nerve. This is good stuff.
There's no nerves.
Good stuff. Got it going. So, all right. We're back in the
Who is we?
Are you going to interrupt me every time?
Yeah.
I will leave again. I will put this mic down and leave.
Who is we?
I will get to it.
How can you get to it if it's the start of the story? We.
So last night we tried to record this podcast. And every time I tell a story, it interrupts. Oh, that is a pet peeve of mine. If I'm telling a story and I'm about to get to a good part, I'm building up suspense, and you drop the good point before when I'm telling a story, don't interrupt me.
Ooh.
That goes for a lot of people.
Okay, Donald.
That goes for a lot of people.
No.
So we tried to record this last night, and he kept interrupting. I'm like, look, if you don't quit interrupting,
I'm gonna leave. Yeah.
Case in point. And I'll do it again tonight. I swear I'll do it again tonight.
I'm like 110% sure that
you're not gonna bother me with that. I know you're gonna.
Oh yeah, okay. All right, go ahead, tell your story.
And last night, same thing. He kept saying, I said, look, dude, I'm telling you right now, if you keep interrupting me, I'm gonna put it down. I'm gonna go to bed. He interrupted me one more time, put the mic down, went to bed. Come back over here and finish. Come back. No, I told you, I'm done. And I went to bed, like I said.
Are you done?
You got all tender.
Are you done?
Yeah.
Before you finish telling your story, he wasn't tender about going to bed the whole entire week, people. The whole entire week. I was like, we're going to drink. We're going to work. We're going to get to work on time. We're going to party. We're going to have a good time the whole week. I got to get some sleep. I was like, you don't need sleep. We're going to stay up all night and we're gonna work all day and it's gonna work. I need some sleep. I got to go to bed. So the podcast was an inconvenience and it didn't fit into his whole I need sleep schedule. So any exit he could take, he took, which was the you told the punchline of my story. I'm leaving. Like now you need sleep. And that's all you had to say.
That's one thing about it. I am not big on staying up late when you have a job to do. When you're hired to come in, when people are paying you good money to come do a job for them, you better be the best you can be. And if it takes sleep, it takes sleep. You got to be the best you can be. And I need my sleep. And I couldn't take it no more. And today I was dog tired.
So you didn't do a good job today.
Dog tired.
Because you didn't have
Not
enough
as good
sleep.
as I could have done. I was wearing down there at the end, and my eyes were just standing in the alley, opening and closing gates. I was just starting to wear down. I was cussing Perry the whole time. I was like, this son of a gun. I told him I needed sleep. I told him I need.
That's cool and all, but the entire crew that was back there didn't get any sleep. So I'm if you're not made, just say that.
If you don't take your job seriously, just say that.
I take my job serious. I take every job seriously. We had a whole conversation about this. 110% everything I do. I take my job seriously.
Well,
Every job.
if you can stay up and do your job 110%, you can't.
So just say it. Say it.
Say what?
And then I'll let you tell your story.
Say what?
I'm weak and I can't manage how you manage.
I cannot live my life how you live your life.
Thank you. Now tell your story.
That's all I had to say. So, anyways,
I'm going to interrupt you, but tell your story.
I promise you, I will leave. If you keep interrupting me, I will leave. And you can keep going, but I will leave.
I'm telling you, I'm going to interrupt you, and you still say the same spiel.
I'm just telling you. I'm gonna tell my story. If you interrupt me, I'm gonna leave. And you can finish the story, but I will be gone.
I'd almost argue that it's not your story, though.
Well, you can tell the story then.
No, I'm just saying in general because you were after everybody else getting there.
I just want to tell the story how it happened from my point of view
Okay.
without any interruptions.
Secondhand. And I say secondhand because you were the second one there behind me.
That's probably like the third one there.
You were the third one there?
I think Strand and then beat me on a Kubota.
Oh, I don't know. I was in the front, so I didn't see.
Always got to be first. So, anyways, we're working out back there in the back, and I think me, Strand, Perry, it might have been somebody else. I can't remember who else. We're sitting back there moving cattle around to different pens and stuff, pushing them out. And me and Strand were back in the very far back in the bullpen, and Perry and somebody else, I can't remember who else was there. They were up further under the catwalk. So me and Strand were back there just riding ourselves, going back to where Perry and them were. And Perry and I think it was Don take off. And they take off, and me and Strand are riding, and then Strand sees something and takes off riding and ties his horse up. And it's like, come on. And I was like, what's going on? And he said something, and I couldn't understand him. I thought I heard something, but so he's running out the gate, out of the barn, out of the pens, into the parking lot. So I ride through the gates, get out in the parking lot, and I thought he said there's a red calf out. I thought I heard him say red because we were just moving some red calves before that, and I heard red, and I didn't hear nothing else because the Kubota and then the cows bellowing, and I was like, and Perry's taking off across the parking lot over to the road, straight to the road. And I'm like, man, he's going to try to cut it off before he gets to the road. So I'm riding up there real fast, get there. And all of a sudden there's all these cars lined up and everything. And I'm like, what in the world? So we start riding down the ditch, and all of a sudden you see a dump truck in the ditch and a tractor in the ditch. There is tractor parts lined all over the road. There's a big back tire from this tractor with the axle connected to it in the middle of the road. And next to it is a guy laying there. And there was a woman and a man there too trying to help him, and he was laid out on the concrete. I was like, oh man. I was like, I was like, I couldn't think. I was like, man, this is bad.
How far away was it? How far away from where we were?
When we rode up to it, or when we were at the barn?
Yeah, it didn't happen in front of the barn.
It was right. Oh man, what 100, 200 yards down from where the barn ends, down the road, and then we got within like 50 yards of it, probably.
Who closer than that?
Was it closer than that?
Oh yeah,
We were
you
pretty
can
close.
see the blood.
We could see the blood. It was so the guy's whole back of his shirt's covered in blood. He sits up, and we're like, oh well, thank goodness he's alive. He sits up and he's grabbing his leg, and you see there's blood all over his leg. There's a woman there helping him, and a man, and more people are running up. And people ask me, well, you didn't go help? Well, there's in situations like that, there could be too many people around trying to help. So we just stayed back and was looking around to make sure if we could stop traffic or whatever. Well, they said they needed some towels or something. So Strand and them ran on the Kubota and run up there and got some towels, but they ended up, somebody else had a towel in their car or something. And so we're sitting there looking. The dump truck is on its side. So this is all on the left side of the road. If from where we were, it was on the left side of the road. So we were trying to figure out what happened, and we're like, well, this situation is taken care of right now. We just need to go back over here to the barn. We start riding back to the barn, and people come running out like, hey, we got to move these trucks. We got to move these trailers. Life Flight's coming in. We're like, what? They're like, yeah, Life Flight's called. They're coming in. They're going to fly them out. So everybody's having to move their trucks and trailers, which was only about like 4 or 5 of them, having to move these trucks and trailers out because there's a big parking lot there, and they were going to land on this gravel pad parking lot. So we're all excited. We can see a helicopter and stuff. And I know it sounds weird, but we was excited about it. I don't know. I get excited over helicopters. So we're moving everything away. So then like ambulance and fire trucks and this and that all show up. Everybody gets there. They clear a spot for this helicopter land. And the fire truck starts wetting down the gravel, I guess, so it wouldn't throw up a lot of dust when the helicopter's trying to land so he can see. Well, they end up moving it to this grass over there so it would be a safer landing. So they move it over to this grass, and we're sitting there waiting. Here comes Life Flight after about, 10, 15 minutes? Life Flight comes circling in, lands. They had the guy, put him on a stretcher, put him in an ambulance, drove him over to the helicopter, got him out, and I know paramedics have to be thorough and careful and easy on their patients. I don't know if just time seemed going like it was going by slow, but it just seemed so slow. But they were getting the job done, got him loaded up, took off, and we went back to work. But it was the coolest thing. Well, I can say it's the coolest thing because later on a sheriff came by. We asked him. They said the guy's okay. He's going to make it. Couldn't say what his injuries were, but he could tell us that he was going to be okay and make recovery. But so what apparently had happened, I don't know, can I legally say this? Can I legally? Well, I mean, it's all hearsay.
None of that, but what? Tell them about the snap that you got too.
Of what?
From Divvy.
Oh, so we are in Industry, Texas at the Ford County Auction Barn. And, excuse me, a little bit later, like 10, 15, 20 minutes later, a boy in Bryan sends us a Snapchat like, hey,
Guy.
a
guy in Bryan.
You already said his name.
Yeah, it's not a boy.
So anyways, this boy in Bryan sends us a Snapchat showing us the helicopter. He's like, hey, y'all's helicopter just landed over here, which was pretty, I don't know, it's kind of cool, kind of neat, kind of a neat deal. But the guy's all right. He's going to be okay.
And keep going. So what happened was, allegedly.
So apparently what had happened was we were all trying to figure it out. What had happened was tractors driving down the shoulder of the road, driving down and a dump truck is coming, and there's kind of a hill there, not much, but kind of. And so apparently the dump truck is coming in his regular normal lane, like he's supposed to, coming down, and the tractor just immediately turns left into a driveway from the right hand shoulder, turns left and never looks, and that dump truck smacked him. And the guy, we don't know, but I looked, and there was the back glass was missing from this tractor. It's about a 75 horse Kubota cab tractor with a little, probably a 7 foot shredder on the back. Smacks it. The guy, and what I think, got blown out the back window. Like it hit him so hard that the tractor flew forward and he flew backwards. And from the way the dump truck was in the ditch, laid over, it looked like the dump truck tried to yank the wheel at the last minute, trying to, I guess, save the guy. Because if he would have smacked him directly, it would have killed him. And he's turned over. He was all right, just had a few scratches and stuff. He was fine, walked away, no problem. But allegedly, that's what happened. And it was just a bad deal all the way around. So if you're driving a tractor on the highway, please look and be careful. And if you're passing a tractor on the highway, please be careful. Please have a little consideration. If there's nobody coming in the opposite lane, get over a little bit. Give them some room, because it is dangerous. Tractors on the highway and people flying by. I've been there.
And that, ladies and gentlemen, is your PSA for Mr. Reagan Jacobs.
Yeah, little pro tip.
So you didn't tell him about the helicopter landing or none of that?
It's just a helicopter landing. What's special about it?
Where were you? How close were you? We were actually closer to the helicopter than the accident.
Yeah, we were like, oh shoot, we were right there.
You could throw a rock and hit the helicopter.
I can throw a rock pretty far though. Pretty good at throwing.
That doesn't
rocks.
help the story any.
I'm saying it is a bad analogy, but we were close enough. We could see the pilots' faces.
We could pee on it.
Oh, I can't pee that far. I can throw a rock that far. I can't pee that far.
Another bad analogy, I guess. I don't know. It was cool though. I don't know.
It was cool, but we didn't really want to say that because we didn't know if the guy was all right. But he's all right.
There's no we to it. It was the coolest thing I ever seen. There's no we to it. It was the coolest thing I ever seen.
It was pretty neat. It never gets old seeing a helicopter. I seen a few of them, got to ride in a few of them, but I'm like a kid in a toy shop when a helicopter lands or comes around.
It was cool. I like the circle. They made a full circle, and they don't just sit down on top of where they're gonna be. It's like a glide in.
Yeah,
because I mean he was pretty far off from where they actually told him to land. As he made his approach, that was pretty cool too. I like if I could be a pilot of a helicopter, that's what I want to do. I don't need to touch the people or anything like that. I don't even want to get out the helicopter. I don't
think the pilot got out.
He didn't. Yeah, he didn't. That's why I want to be the pilot. I'm not doing none of that. I'm just here to make sure you get to where you need to be in a timely manner. I don't know. It was cool. It was cool. It was one of the coolest things I've ever seen. I've never seen a live flight that close, up close and personal. I was driving down 6 one time and they had an accident and they had to land the helicopter in the highway. Well, I was pretty far off. I just so happened to be sitting on a hill when they landed it. But I don't know. Definitely top 10 coolest things.
It was a good story. You know, it made the week stand out. Be something to tell later on. Remember when that guy had that wreck out here and they had to land a helicopter at the barn? That was pretty neat. And then it kind of put us behind on checking all the cattle and stuff. It kind of put us way behind, but it was still, like everybody said, like we'd do it again. It was neat to watch.
I don't think you could work with that helicopter landing out there anyways. I mean, because if it's landing, the noise and the sounds and stuff, you're not paying attention to what's going on anyway. So it was pointless to try and work anyway. So you take a break, bathroom break, drink break, or sit and watch break, whatever you need to do.
Sit and Snapchat. We were all Snapchatting.
Pretty much.
It might be disrespectful, but we didn't mean no harm by it.
I think Snapchatting a helicopter is better than Snapchatting a funeral. So I don't necessarily think it's just
People Snapchat a funeral.
You know what I'm saying? It's better than snapping a funeral. I don't know. It's cool. Definitely cool. The helicopter was kind of small. I was kind of disappointed in that. I expected that thing to be huge.
Yeah.
Huge. Like, sir, do you mind giving me a ride around before
Can I jump in there with y'all?
Yeah, before you go to where you're going. Had I known they were going to College Station, I'd be like, look, sir, can I ride? And I'll get back to work.
Yeah.
College Station was only an hour from us, but it took them 10, 15 minutes to get there. So, I would have been out of work an hour and 30 minutes. Just not have lunch this day because I got a helicopter ride.
Yeah.
It sounds insensitive, but it's not.
The guy was all right, so it's not.
He was all right at that time. I mean, I don't know. We don't know. That's cool. I think I'm gonna go get my license to fly helicopters.
It's like $20,000.
It's on my to-do list. You know what else is $20,000?
What?
I don't know, but it's kind of pointless.
I'm just saying. Oh, is it your license or your permit? One of them's $20,000. What weeds a lot of people out. And then you got to go through all them flight hours, and it's a long process before you can actually jump in and fly one.
Yeah, so I think I'm gonna go get my pilot's license.
If you got the cash, go ahead.
It's a whole bunch of what I want to do, and I think I want to get my pilot license now.
Yeah, be neat.
I'm scared of heights, so I don't think it'll ever amount to anything. You just got it. Sit in the cockpit, take pictures and stuff like that. Can you actually fly it? I could if I wasn't afraid of heights.
But I'm not going to.
You can sit in here with me and take a picture, and we can act like we're flying. Yeah. So, anyways, that's the highlight of your work week.
That was the highlight. Cool story. Cool Snapchat. All around cool.
What's going on, everybody? I just want to take a minute to tell you a little bit about Rhino Tequila. Now, I know what you're thinking. You hear tequila and you're like, nope, Reagan can't do it. Don't even need to hear no more. Well, you're going to listen to more. Here's the thing about it. This ain't the tequila you go with your friends to the bar and about 11:30, 12 o'clock at night and get that shot of tequila and it burns and you have bad memories about it, or you might run to the bathroom and have a quick memory about it. This stuff is smooth. It's good. And once you start drinking, you'll say, man, I didn't know this is what tequila is supposed to taste like. But this is what tequila is supposed to taste like. It's organic for those of you that like your stuff organic. And I'll tell you that it's some of the best stuff I've ever had. And I know Perry agrees with me. And I think y'all need to check it out. You can find it at your local liquor store. It's at all the specs and most of the liquor stores around, your small liquor stores and everything. Go check it out. Ask for it at the bar. That stuff will change your life. I promise you, you'll start thinking a little bit better about tequila again.
I still brought my young horse that needed a lot of riding, and trying to get her. Well, she's going pretty good stuff. A lot better than I thought she'd be. But no, I didn't. It's my first time here. I gotta make a name for myself. I don't want to bring junk horses and they're like, well, he couldn't do nothing. He had them nags that he was on. So don't call him back. And then you meet all these people that are potential people you could work with or help or know somebody that needs some help. So no, I brought a young horse, but she knew what was going on, knew how to
the basics.
She knew what she was doing. And then I brought an old seasoned horse, so which actually she kind of worked better than he did for the whole situation. But
you just like ragged on him. I brought an old seasoned horse and just like threw him under the bus.
Yeah, he's better at working cows in the pasture.
That's how it goes. Though some I've seen horses. Barns aren't their forte. It's just outside, please. Put me outside.
Yeah, it was good. I had a whole lot of horses that could have just gone, but no, I was too worried about it.
Too focused on making a good impression.
That's it. Image is everything. Image is everything.
That doesn't work because you always say I don't care
About my image?
No, you always hear, I don't care.
I don't care.
But image is everything. Ain't that a contradiction?
I didn't say I cared about my image. I said image is everything.
But you didn't bring a young horse,
I did bring a young horse.
a know nothing horse,
No,
because
I want to get a call back. Or potential other people. And I was hired to do a job. If I can't do a job on that horse, why would I bring him?
you want to call back. So I'm gonna take
Choose your
the
words
low
wisely.
road. Oh no, I'm gonna tell you right now. I'm gonna take the low road. It's a very, very low road. So weren't you out to impress me because you were with me?
No.
No.
Was I out to impress you?
Yeah. Because you want to call back.
No.
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 Who were you impressing? The boss.
Everybody else there.
But not the guy that brought you.
No.
Are you struggling to accept that point?
That what?
So you weren't out to impress me, but everybody else there.
If I only impress you, but if you catch the eyes of other people, that will stick in their minds, and it might not give me a call back there, but it could give me a call somewhere else, or they might know somebody that needs some help somewhere, and they know what area I'm from. They're like, "Hey, he's down there. He worked pretty hard. He rode some decent horses.
How can I get in
Get it
touch with
done.
him?
Do you know how to get a hold of him?"
I don't know. You have to ask Perry. He come with Perry, so you might have to get with him.
Oh yeah, I got him on Facebook right here. I'll message him.
Old people?
Huh?
Old people?
There's old people on Facebook.
I ain't knocking that. I'm just saying, I don't know. The old people know me. Like, hey Perry, I saw that guy that was with you. He looked like he worked pretty good. What you think? I wasn't impressed. I don't know. He was decent in the barn. I don't know how he works in the pasture. I probably wouldn't get him, but I can bring a crew and we can get it done for you, no problem.
No, that's all right. We'll get it done. We just was wondering.
So neither one of us end up with the gig,
But
but
you stuck out in their mind. That's a little friendly advice for those y'all at home. Golly, I
what's the friendly
Right,
advice
right.
there?
always do a good job because you never. I should have used that for benediction. Always do a good job because you never know who's watching.
You stole that from last podcast.
Did I?
Yeah, you
I don't
did.
even remember what I said.
You didn't
But-
say it. I did.
But
Oh,
it applies now.
I thought you were gonna add your spin on it.
No, I'm not like you.
That's how it goes. You know, I heard it. I heard somebody say it. I can't remember who. And then I'm saying, oh, no, you didn't. And then it's out there for the world to hear. But cool. No, thank you for that, for the reminder.
You're welcome.
You could have quoted me. Perry Gamble said
It's not a Perry Gamble
in last
quote. He might have
podcast,
said it, but it's
in
not
the
a Perry
last
Gamble quote.
podcast, in like a week ago.
I don't remember what we
in the
even talked about in
last
the last podcast.
So you're just feeding these people a bunch of bull.
Yeah, pretty much. Probably.
That's
They like hearing bull.
that's no
They
bueno.
come here every week for the bull. The bull. I think that's a barbecue deal in College Station. The bull.
I don't think
There's
so.
a good bull barbecue. It's good bull barbecue.
I don't know. You tell them they come here for the bull, and then you tell them your cool story about the helicopter landing. I'm trying to figure out which part of it's bull,
That was a cool story.
but which part of it was bull.
There's a little bull. There's a little truth. You gotta.
No, sir.
Oh, you gotta be 110% every way. You know, you can't be one way or the other.
No. I think if I was gonna exaggerate that story, I'd have definitely went with while they were checking the guy out in the ambulance, I went over and snapped a picture of me under the helicopter.
You would have crawled on the ground under the helicopter.
Where'd you get crawling from?
How you gonna get under it? You mean just standing directly under it?
Under
While
the
it's coming
propellers
down.
of the helicopter. Under the helicopter. Aren't the propellers? Aren't the propellers a part of the helicopter? I know you're trying to break that down, but you're doing a terrible job at it. The propellers are part of the helicopter. So under the helicopter is the propellers. Because I could just stand in front of the helicopter and snap a picture,
But
but
like
to actually
I
be
said,
under the
going back
propellers.
to what we said in the beginning, you don't explain stuff.
Where'd you go to school at?
You don't explain stuff. Texas A&M University, College
It
Station.
shows.
College Station. Yeah, probably
It
does.
shows. I don't get it. But I guess it's not for me to get. I guess
No,
it's a bunch
no.
of bull. So of all the people you worked with this week, favorite?
Oh, that's a hard question.
Well, you know me, here to ask the hard questions and make stuff difficult.
Huh.
You probably don't even remember the names.
No, I know their names.
Oh,
I'm trying to think. What'd you say? How the what? The favorite person to work with?
yes.
I don't know. That's a hard one. Like before, nothing really stuck out in my mind.
I'm pretty sure I said I'm here to ask the tough questions.
I know I don't have an answer ready. I'm trying to think. I just don't want it to be dead air.
Well, this isn't a premeditated podcast. We don't expect you to have an answer.
But
You
That's what I'm saying.
Give
I didn't want to
one.
sit here and have dead air. So I'm trying to
give an
fill it.
answer.
Filler
Answer
words.
it. Filler words. Answer it.
I'm trying to think.
You don't know their names?
I know their names. I'm trying to figure out which one was the best one to work with. Tanner was fun to get along with, and Peeper. Today, me, Tanner, and Peeper were having a good time.
Peeper doesn't count.
I worked with him.
No, he doesn't count. You
Why does
worked
he
with him
not
for a
count?
day, and he showed
But
up
I
after
worked
work.
with him. I worked with him.
We've been here for a week.
I still. How's that not classified as working with him?
No,
Please explain. How many days do I have to work with somebody in order for it to count? in
so
your
y-
mind?
so we've been here for a week, and Peeper shows up and does nothing, and he's your favorite.
He was
or-
opening gates and moving cattle today.
So what part of working with him made him your favorite? Why is he your favorite? I guess is the question then.
It was just fun to work with him. Because while we were working, we were able to talk and joke and have a good time.
Can we get one of the jokes?
No, it's like one-liners and stuff that was happening at the time.
Can we get a one-liner?
No, it's not. It was in the moment what was happening.
Heat of the moment, the passion.
I think you're just
Doing the
mad 'cause I
job.
didn't say you.
No, we already understood that you didn't like working with me. We had a whole segment on it. I think you're mad because it wasn't you. So okay, so Peep's the favorite.
I didn't say that. I think you don't listen half the time either.
What did you say?
I said Tanner was probably my most favorite and Peeper.
So which one?
Probably Tanner.
Tanner was the favorite.
And probably Peeper.
Pick one.
It was about the same.
They can be the same. Have you seen them? They're not the same. Pick one.
I don't know where you're going with this.
They listened to the podcast. That was to them. They're laughing at that.
Shout out.
Nah. Pick one. Hunter or Tanner.
Well, I guess since I worked with them all week, it was probably Tanner.
Well, don't pick him because I said so.
No, I'm picking him because I say so. There's more times when helped me out, grabbing gates, this and that, did stuff.
To encourage you to endure the hell Perry was putting you through. That's nice. A little solidarity there. Like, look,
What do you
both
mean
of us.
encourage me?
I was about to before you rudely interrupted me.
Now you know what it feels like.
No. So he's like, look, bro, Perry's not explaining this stuff to you. So grab the skate and open it and just stand behind me and I'll close it for you. And you looked at him and you looked up to him and you're like, I really appreciate it, bro. And he's like, no problem at all. I love to help. And so that's why he's your favorite. That's cute. That was a
probably-
question.
That was the dumbest question I've ever heard. I would be riding and doing stuff, and he'd grab a gate for me, open it, cross a gate for me, help me out. That's why I liked it. working
So he
with him.
did stuff for you.
we worked as a team,
Oh.
and he helped explain stuff, and I explained stuff
What'd you explain?
what we were doing at the time. Because he's like, "What are we doing?" And I'm like, "Well, this is what they said they
Well,
were doing."
that destroys your entire first argument because he's been there for years, and if he's been there for years and don't know what you're doing, how can you expect to
There's
be there
other people that have
for
been there
2
for
days
years, and I
not know
said
what you're
they
doing?
were coming to me saying, "What are we doing?" And I said, "Man, I don't know. Y'all work here. We have no idea what's going on."
So how can your expectations be so high if the people that work there for years not know what's going on?
That's what I was thinking all week long.
So your argument makes no sense. I'm asking
No, you were telling your argument makes no sense. How does it not make sense?
because you expected to know everything that was going on, and you've worked there for 2 days, 4 days. Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. You've worked there for 4 days, and you expect to know what's going on. And Tanner's been there for 5 years, 3 years, 3 years, and he don't know what's going on. So at some point,
So
you have to be
where's the
like,
problem at? Because he wasn't the only
As-
one. There was a lot of other ones that have been there.
everybody that was there working decently has been there at least. I think Tanner's no Strand. He's been there 2 years.
Yeah.
So at some point you have to say, okay, they've been here 2+ years, and I've been here 4 days. They don't know what's going on, so I shouldn't be concerned with knowing what's going on. I just need to be ready and able to do whatever they need me to do at that given time.
But
that's
they wouldn't
reaching.
say what's going on at that given time. That's my whole point. They don't tell you
Who is
what's
they?
going on. You and whoever else was moving cattle.
All right, cool. So in a nutshell, you hate me and you never want to work with me again.
Yeah, pretty much. No, I'm just
Cool.
kidding.
Cool.
I'm just
That
trying to
works.
give you life lessons, trying to help you out.
I don't think so.
Too hard headed. Yeah.
I'm too hard
You
headed.
can't tell him nothing.
I'm too hard headed.
Try to help him out. You can't tell him nothing. We know I'm hard headed.
Yeah, that's selfish.
What, hard headed?
Yeah.
Be what it is.
But you talk about a team and then you accept being hard headed.
Yeah.
That's a contradiction.
But it works.
It doesn't.
It works.
It doesn't.
You can ask Tanner, it worked. We worked, man. It worked.
It didn't work. So you close that gate. No, I ain't closing that gate. But I want to be a team player. So close the gate. No.
Did I strike a nerve? Like, why
No,
you
I'm
just
asking.
you're making some dumb arguments and people are
They're
saying
not
like,
dumb. You can't be hard headed and a team player at the same time.
how can you not be?
I just gave an example of it, a basic example. Close the gate.
What?
No.
Explain hard headedness then.
You explain hard headedness.
No. I want to hear what your example of hard headedness is. If you are saying that right there.
Hard headedness. Hard headedness would be just a refusal to do something because of someone's, I'd say feelings, but I don't really mean feelings. I do. I'll say it. A refusal to do something because of one's feelings or emotions toward how they will look in a situation.
So if you're not worried about how you look, then hard headedness doesn't apply.
Yeah, that makes you a team player.
Perfect.
I need you to go over there and shovel elephant shit. Okay. Hard-headed. I'm not doing that because I'm better than that. Or I'm not doing that because I don't want to.
I don't get paid for it.
Hard-headed. You're not a team player.
That's not every situation though. That's what you say these things, but people aren't 110% one way every time.
But 110%
middle
ain't a
ground.
thing.
That's what you're saying.
Oh, don't put words in my mouth.
Ain't nobody putting words in your mouth. You said it.
I didn't say that. I said nothing about 110%. I said feelings and emotions stop you from doing the job that needs
Earlier
to be
you were
done
talking
as a
about
hard-headed.
putting 110%.
We're talking about now.
No, but it doesn't matter.
Oh, it doesn't matter.
This whole podcast.
It's about
What
I'm asking. That's a question about question mark.
is about what?
Hey, that's what I'm trying to figure out.
This whole podcast is like an intervention trying to get Perry to understand
That
he is not perfect. And it's the hardest thing to try to convince him.
oh Lord, it's hard to be humble when you're perfect in every way.
Exactly.
Yeah. So what you said? I'm sorry. I just got caught up in myself.
I don't know. I'm just ready to finally get some sleep. Oh, we probably ain't gonna get no sleep tonight either. It's already late. Tomorrow, Sunday. I don't know when we'll get done. But I'm gonna go home and sleep. I ain't gonna need no melatonin because I am dog tired. Worn out, body wore down, tired.
So at 25 years old, the whole situation sounds to me like you didn't get enough sleep for the week, and that ruined everything else. The root of everything is I didn't get enough sleep all week.
And I tried
So-
to explain to you, look, I gotta get some sleep. Oh no, man, we stay up. This is how we do it. We've always stayed up late. I'm like, look, I don't stay up late.
I told you this before you even took the job.
I told you I don't stay up late.
So if you don't stay up late, but you took the job, that meant you were okay with staying up late. And
if
it,
we're working, that's fine. But pointless staying up just to stay up and hang out. No. We'll see you at work tomorrow.
you don't do
Let's
that.
go to bed. No.
You don't pointless hang out late.
I don't stay up late pointlessly and hang out
Oh,
anymore.
oh.
I might have done it in the past a little bit,
Oh.
but I don't do it no more.
Oh,
There's a
okay.
job to be done the next day.
Okay.
No, sir. I don't pointlessly hang out.
I don't know. That word just keeps rolling around in my head.
What?
Loser. All right, we're getting out of here. That was funny. Last words and
word.
benediction. Reagan Jacobs, ladies and gentlemen.
I'm not doing it. I've done them the whole time. So
Well, yeah, because the whole time I've been doing introductions.
because you started off and you don't let nobody. I told you last time. Oh, no. Was it 3 or 4 podcasts ago? All right, let me do the introduction. I got to do it, and then we didn't even use that podcast. It's like, I think he wants to run a show, and it's kind of funny.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah.
How is that funny?
Because you tell me, you're like, well, you don't do the introduction. Well, I don't get a chance to.
Did you ask to do the introduction?
Yes.
When?
What was it? Probably every time when you tell me to do the benediction.
You asked to do the introduction. Every time I asked you to do the benediction.
And I've
And
asked you
ain't it
3
kind of too
times
late then?
that I know of.
Ain't it too late then? Like, all right, last words benediction, Reagan Jacobs. Hey, let me do the introduction. Aren't we
No, I
past
said,
that?
let me do the introduction next time.
Oh. Last words benediction, Reagan Jacobs. Because you didn't do it.
Last words and benediction. I gotta think. I can think of what I'm gonna say. Last words and benediction is do what you gotta do to be the best you can be. Get there any way you can. That's good life advice too.
I like that. Shit on everybody to get to the top.
Do what you gotta do.
Mm.
We out. See y'all later. Thanks for tuning in.
Same time next week. 7-ish.
Ish.